Yeah. Warm up. Should you do it? Is it worth the time? Some say yes, some say no. Yeah, you should. You should warm up. Here's why. All right, for some reason, I don't even know why this is a debated topic. Should you warm up? No, jump right into your work. Yeah, your warm-up should be longer than your workout. Consider your warm-up the main course, and your workout should just be like dessert. No, not really. What a waste of energy, what a waste of time. Okay, in all seriousness, I'm gonna go over some of the reasons you should warm up and how you can go about warming up. Reason number one, mental preparation, okay? I would say most people, they are going to train or they're going to exercise either right before or right after they work. They go to work, you know, they work a 9 to 5 or whatever. Yeah, think about your mental state before or after work, okay? If it's before work, you're probably thinking about all the things you got lined up waiting for you to do when you arrive, right? Maybe your boss is a total moron. Maybe he's an ass. You got to deal with that. If you're leaving work, you probably just dealt with a bunch of stress. Your mind's all over the place. You don't know what to do, right? You got to think about what you're making for dinner because you're tired of eating out at Wendy's every night. So all these things on your mind can affect you negatively during your workout. They can make you have a really lousy workout, especially if you're just showing up at the gym and jumping right into your bench press, or, you know, you start hitting a heavy bag. It's going to be an ugly workout. You're going to feel like you're not really in the zone. That's a reason to warm up right there. You're giving yourself that segue. You're giving yourself that time to come out of the monotony and the drudgery of that day at work. Hey, maybe you had a good day. You should still warm up. But most people, they deal with a lot of negative things during their workday. So warm up is going to allow you to transition from that chaos into a mental state that's going to give you a great workout and prepare you physically. Second reason, it's a simple one, but it's true. You need to raise your internal temperature or your core temperature. Real quick, I'm going to tell you a story because it's ridiculous. I was going into the gym one night to work out, or train as I call it, because a workout is something that anyone can do. But when you train, you have a plan. Okay, now that that's out of the way. So I was going into the gym and overheard a conversation between two guys, two weightlifters or bodybuilders, I don't know, two training partners. And the one guy says to the other guy, hey, are you going to warm up before we lift? Well, the other guy's response was, nah, man, I just spent 8 minutes in a tanning bed, so I'm plenty warm. I'm good to go. Let's train. Okay, here's the difference. That guy was not warmed up. He was just hot from the UV lights hitting him. That's not the same as warming up. So when I say increase your core temperature, what I'm talking about is raising your internal temperature and getting your body to send those signals to the brain, letting it know that you're about to engage in physical activity. And what this does is stimulates your nervous system in a very positive way so that the things that follow in your workout are now much easier on your nervous system and your body as a whole. So that's the second thing. Increase your core temperature. Tanning does not count. That's just going to get you hot. Hey, and side note there, I have nothing against tanning because, you know, I enjoy going in a tanning bed every now and again. It makes me happy. Third reason might be another obvious one, but you should warm up to prevent injuries, okay? Again, this kind of goes back to preparing your nervous system and sending those signals to your brain, but it's a little bit more complex than that. Whatever activities you're going to be doing, let's say you have a big lift you want to work on. You want a 225-pound overhead press, right? Something like that. I don't know. fill in whatever your goal would be for that workout. There's a lot of sub exercises that you can do to lead up to that so that you're more prepared for it. I can't tell you how many guys I see, they go up to a loaded barbell, they strap up their weight belt, they wrap up their elbows, they wrap the knees tight with the with knee wraps and elbow wraps, obviously, and they just go right into their heavy lifts. Your body doesn't like that. You shouldn't do it. Basically, if you can take 5 to 10 minutes to prep for either a big lift or a technique that you're still working with, trying to get familiar, just take the time and it's going to help you have better results, I promise. My last and final reason is to improve your sport-specific flexibility. Okay, what is that exactly? If you are a martial artist and you want to train a particular kick that day, it would be a good idea to include in your warm-up some stretches that help to prepare you for that particular kick. For example, some leg swings to the front, to the side, and to the rear. So you're covering all those different angles with your legs. Let's say you play golf, okay? Why don't you do some torso rotations before you go swinging the club? Do some forward and back bends. Do some reach for the skies where you stand on your tippy toes and stretch your palms all the way to the sky, all right? These are some different examples of exercises that you can do to prepare for your workout. All right, so maybe a warm-up is not for everyone. Let's just say, for example, you typically train where you do one muscle group a day. You're gonna go and you're gonna train your chest. Yeah, that's my pec. You might not need much more than a couple of warm-up sets with lighter weight of the exercise that you're working on. So let's say you're doing the bench press. If that's the case, if you're just working one muscle group, do a couple light sets on the bench press. That's probably all you need to work up to your heavy set or your 1 rep max or however you decide to train. On the other hand, if you're an athlete, if you're a martial artist, a boxer, you play tennis, basketball, baseball, extreme rollerblading, you swim, you're a swimmer. If you do any of those activities, then you're probably going to want more of an extensive warm-up. Now, how do you warm up? I have a simple breakdown that will work for most individuals. First, you want to start with your joint rotations because they're very simple and easy to do, and they're going to prepare you for much more difficult moves, all right? Very simple. You rotate your joints. What happens is they release synovial fluid, your joints are now lubricated, and your whole nervous system feels a lot better, okay? So start with them. This would include things like wrist circles, shoulder circles, your neck, your torso, your knees, your ankles. You don't want to miss anything. So from head to toe, do your joint rotations. Very simple, makes a nice transition into your other parts of your warm-up. Following your joint rotations, what I want you to do is some light aerobic work. Pick up a jump rope, skip for about 5-10 minutes, just enough to get a light sweat. Okay, that's my personal preference. I like to jump rope, but you can do some military style exercises such as jumping jacks, squats, push-ups, things like that. Just make sure you keep the repetitions low and you don't make yourself tired. This is very important. Your aerobic part of your warm-up should not be so grueling that you're so spent that your workout ends up being basically just an extension of your warm-up. Know what it is you want to work on that day and use your warm-up as just a means to prepare for those bigger moves. That's it. Once you've done your aerobic warm-up, you got a little sweat going, this is a time where you want to do some of your dynamic stretches to work on your sport-specific or your activity-specific flexibility. If you want to be flexible in motion, then you got to stretch in motion. So the days of bending over and touching your toes are over. Save that for the very end of the workout. That's the very last thing you should do, is your relaxed stretches. A reason why you want to save those relaxed stretches for the end of your workout? Very simple. Just like the name implies, they're relaxed stretches. They're going to put you in a very calm, relaxed state. That's the last thing you want before you go into a workout. You want to be springy, all right? You want to be ready to move. You want to be You don't want to be relaxed. So dynamic stretches are a good way to keep your body moving, to keep that body temperature up, okay? Because that's another thing. Relaxed stretches will bring your body temperature down. Think of a yogi, someone that practices yoga. Do they seem like a, jacked up, ready to kill the weights kind of person? No, because they do all the relaxed stretches and they're all about peace of mind, body and spirit, and that's fine. But they're not going to be tearing up weights, and they're not going to be throwing devastating, brutal kicks, because their flexibility is a very specific kind. It's a passive, relaxed flexibility. You want a dynamic, explosive, powerful flexibility, especially if you're training in contact sports. And that's really all there is to warming up. If you use this breakdown, you can think for yourself, how can I customize my warm-up? So the more specific you make your warm-up, the shorter it will be. Now, if you're like me and you like to add in some extra bonuses, by all means, feel free. All right, well, I hope that kind of inspired you to maybe spend a little bit of time warming up more adequately so your workout can be great. And I want to hear from you. Tell me how good it was. Every detail. If all I did was give you a little bit of a motivation to think about your warm-up and how you can get more mentally prepared and physically prepared, then great. I hope your workout's even better now. That's my true wish. See you next time.